method, pop, lethal, turbo, tie, shake, skunk, stress, wacky, weed, blaze, the boot, dime bag, Scooby-Doo, Bob, bogey, backyard boogie.
Yeah!
Ooh, it's the Cool Nerd Beat Show. That's Jess.
And that's Sasha.
And we are live on Adobe Radio, just as we are every Monday because we love it so. This is our favorite place to be, and this is like our bajillionth show. Find us everywhere that you can possibly find a podcast, but at Adobe Radio on social. No, at Adobe Radio is where you should go for everything. Because we are one of many great podcasts on the Adobe network. And at Cool Nerd Weed Show is where you find us socially on the socials. And keep your eye out for our zine. Our Cool Nerd Weed zine is the talk of the town. This is our July issue, or June issue of Pride. Why am I so dumb? Yeah, our Pride issue, which you can find for a couple more days, and then we will have our July issue, which is, don't be fooled by the red, white, and blue of the July issue, because we definitely are not fans of what's happening in this country. But for celebration's sake, we wanted to keep it fun. We were going to go full anti-establishment for the July issue, but we decided to stay fun. And I'm glad we decided that.
Because the world needs some fun.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, the world needs fun. I was listening to Tom Morello's radio show, and he played a bunch of like patriotic songs and stuff, which I was surprised about. But it was like, I think he did it. I mean, obviously I know why he did it to Tom Morello, but as a statement. And that's what I feel like we did with our Cool Nerd Weed thing, just like Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine. We're just like him, and
Exactly.
Our protest was keeping it light. That was our protest, and trust us, we have a lot to say and think about what's happening. But if you find our Cool Nerd Weed zine in July, you'll find some fun facts about weed and America, and we'll get to saying something soon in those zines. But if you find one now, it's fun puzzles, ideas, and other cool things. And I think that's all the stuff that we have, right?
Yeah, I was looking at I'm just about out of the July issue, of the June issue.
Yeah, we've given out a lot of zines, and it's been really fun. Some of them will have stickers. Anywhere you find them, you may find them in a record store, at your local dispensary, on the East and the West Coast. Everywhere we go, we're going to have some for you. They're freezies. They will likely always be free. That's the point of them. And we do it for the love of it. We really do love it. And we really do love talking about weed and just, clearing stuff up. That's really what we wanted to do, is talk about weed in a way that wasn't just like, it wasn't too inside baseball where we're talking about the industry and nobody knows like what we're talking about, or it wasn't too stony baloney, no point other than being like, who could take the fattest dab or some. I mean, we did, and to be fair, we also do those things. so that
it's a balance.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance that we have danced for many years, and we never, ever will stop, ever. We're best friends in the whole world, and you know us and you love us, and just because we haven't been together physically for a bit doesn't mean we will not ever not do this show. We will always do it, no matter where we are in the world, no matter what state. You will always hear the Cool Nerd Weed Show, and you can never keep us apart for too long. So I was in Woodstock this weekend. That's where I was.
Is that Freedom Rock, man?
Yeah.
Turn it up.
It was we, as a kid, and you never did this, which I thought, well, I guess like it's different for people who grew up in New York State. Like we, we're from the metropolitan area, is what I've learned we should call this part of the world. The World Cup has taught me that I am from the metropolitan area, and we would go upstate. That was what we considered upstate, was the Catskills, like 2 hours up in the mountains. And we would go to a different town. I was trying to remember the town, and I can't, but it was just a tiny town in the Catskills, and we'd pass Woodstock on the way there. So somehow we stumbled upon this really cool property in Woodstock proper, and it's still a pretty hippy dippy place to be. But that said, it's New York State, so they had a dispensary. And last time I was there, we passed this dispensary called Dome. I'm asking you like you went, but that's what it was called, right? The Dome?
The Dome.
Yeah,
Domes.
the Dome.
Domes
Domes.
dispensary.
And as you'd think, they're shaped like a big dome. I'm wondering too, if you have been here or you know of this place, it is, I guess
It's
in. Go ahead, sorry.
It's like two geodesic domes put together.
Yeah. It's on I-87. It's like right. It's right there. Like it's a very great location, because as you're driving into town, you're like, oh yeah, like that is pretty great. It would be a cool place to go do like a show. Like the acoustics are crazy there, because it is very much domey, and like when you're talking to somebody who's like right next to you, it's pretty funny. But it's cool to have that there, I mean, it's cool to still will never not get old. It will never get old going to a new place and knowing where you could get weed, or not having to like illegally travel with it. So I really did appreciate that it was there in the first place. And of course I had to go. Last time we were there, it was like the biggest blizzard ever, and it's like 20 minutes away from where we were staying.
With the domes like in the middle of nowhere, like up country, was there anything else nearby? I picture like this long country road with these two geodesic domes, like just come popping out at you, and you're like, oh my God, here it is.
It kind of like came popping out at you. It is on the interstate, so you're kind of like bopping along on your way to Woodstock, and I think it's right off the exit to get onto like the main road to where you're going. And I guess it is it's in the middle of nowhere in the same way like a diner would be in the middle. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a long country stretch of road in the mountains. Like this is pretty populated where we were. Like there was like a diner down the way, so it wasn't like a mirage. Like you're driving into the mountains and you're like, whoa, it's it's trippy. I guess it is trippy because you are on like the interstate into the mountains, but not like when you're like driving to Vegas and you see like the alien or whatever.
The alien, jerky spot.
Yeah. Almost like that, but not quite. I would like to know if it like what it was before that, because I don't. I'm curious what it. Oh no, it's not on I-7. Oh no, it's on Route 28. But I feel like it was a space of some sort before it was a dispensary, unless they built it purposefully in this way. So if anybody has any information on that, you can DM us at Cool Nerd Weed Show, or hit us up at coolnerdweedshow@gmail.com. However you want to get in touch with us. I am genuinely curious what was in mind when this place was built. Really cool though. I mean, very sprawling. Like you walk in and a ton of like, products that we know. You know what I mean? Products that we've seen in multi-states. There was like one person working there, so I didn't want to there's kiosks, so I just did my kiosk thing, and they have like like rhythm and like multi-states like that. And they also had stuff that I've seen in New York State as well, like some New York State brands, obviously. And I just went with a strain that I thought I would enjoy. So I went with Mimosa Kush Mints, and this is by the brand Noble.
Interesting.
Which I later found out is a Curaleaf joint. It's a Curaleaf production, which I didn't realize. And Curaleaf is obviously one of the big multi-staters, right?
Yeah, one of the top MSOs.
Yeah,
publicly
yes.
traded.
Yeah,
etc. etc.
Yes, and I realized that after I bought it. Not like it's like, you know, it would sway me probably if I knew, because I just know what, you know, I'm getting. But they have like other like unique to New York stuff too. Like that, I wanted, like there was something called Upstate Mary, like that seemed kind of cool. They have a bunch of carts, obviously, that I'm sure people enjoy.
I see Ithaca Organics.
Yeah,
local.
Yeah. I went with the strain. That's what I did first, because sometimes I go with a brand that I never try, but I could have chosen better, I guess. Sometimes I just get overwhelmed with excitement when I get into a new dispensary, and I forget all of my wits and wherewithals. Okay, I'm gonna do the gravity bong of this and tell you what it's like. So
okay,
you gotta talk me through it.
All right, let's see. Sasha is lighting the gravity bong, and you should be pulling it up to get that. Okay, you're pulling it up.
Pulling it up.
Got the light on there. Got a nice thick fog building inside the glass gravity bong. And now she's going to put her lips on it and do something very suggestive on camera. If you're watching, oh, look at that. She took the whole thing to the dome.
This is what people think.
Cloudy.
I did.
It is cloudy in the studio. Did you get a hit?
I did. Oh my god!
And this is the Kush Mints.
The Mimosa Kush Mints.
Mimosa Kush Mints. Does it have those notes of the mimosa, like that?
It does. It does. Yeah.
How's the flavor?
I was trying to see if there was any cannabinoids.
Is it bright?
The flavor is bright. Okay, I will say something. I found that it was a little, I don't want to call it like danky, but it's like how that big box weed tastes. I don't really know how to put it. I wish I could say it better. But after I smoked it, like, so this
is it. See, the most big box weed tastes like cardboard.
Yes. And this was packaged quite some time ago. And you know you can keep it for a year on New York shelves.
What was the package date?
9/4/25.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is one of the questions you should ask
when you go to a dispensary and you talk to a person. Don't be like me.
Yeah, because you could have asked that question, but they don't give you. I'm looking at their menu right now, and they don't provide packaging dates
on the menu. No, I've never seen that before. Do people do that on the menu?
I've never seen that either.
They should do that.
They should.
That's a good idea.
That is a great idea.
Like
total transparency.
Well, think about it. I mean, when you're buying food, I guess that's like, it's different when you're ordering something. But when you're buying food, it's very like openly available when something expires. And we are snobs, but we're not total snobs. You know, I'll smoke some, you know, what do you call it? Like cured weed, you know, some finely curated weed. But that's a long while, huh?
It is. And, you know, last September, if it was packaged in last September, so it was probably grown that summer of the summer of 2025, and the experts are saying that your terps diminish over time, and your THC converts to CBN.
Uh-oh.
So, and you're going in for another one.
Yeah, might as well. No weed left behind.
So, so that's, I don't know. I think they should get rid of that year-long expiration date, especially with flower.
It's kind of crazy.
It doesn't seem right.
It doesn't. And I honestly, to tell you the honest to goodness, because I'm so spoiled with packaging and stuff like that, that's not even something that I think to check, because I've just been around fresh weed for a long time, which is very privileged, and I know that. But I didn't even think, after I smoked it, I put it in a J, and I smoked it with my mom, and she didn't like it at all. She was like, no, thank you. It's older weed does feel a little, and this is, by the way, no shade at all to this dispensary. The dispensary was very pleasant. My bud tender was very sweet. This cost me not much, I guess.
You saved the receipt.
I did. Aren't you proud?
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I know. I never do this, but I am prepared. After 10 years of this show, I finally have saved one receipt. After going to
usually just throw the jar away too.
Yeah, no, well, I haven't done that in a really long time. I did remember to keep my jar. I haven't thrown away any jars. And I've been lucky because they put all the info, but they don't ever put the price on there, really. They used to, but they don't. So I wanted to remember how much it was. It was $40. It was $40. And for funsies, I just got like a hash hole pre-roll. I didn't have any expectations of it. That was fucking expensive though. It was 2.5 grams of just like pure heavy ass weed and stuff. You okay? Everything okay over there?
Oh yeah. My bag fell somehow.
Oh,
it was made a jarring noise in the studio.
Well, whatever ghost that was, disappointed in my purchase. But the hash hole was pretty good. It was fine. I mean, it is what it is. When you get a pre-roll, you just kind of got to know what you're going in for. It did the trick. Got me relaxed, but it didn't taste.
How did
great.
It burn? Did it burn?
Burned
evenly?
Great. Yeah, it did. It burned very evenly up until the very end. I think I got it wet or something, but it did. That I also wanted to save for you, but Lord knows where it is. It had like a interesting looking tip to it. We've seen it before. It's like a.
Oh, you sent me a picture.
Yeah.
It was like
plastic.
Zigzagged.
Yeah, it was like a zigzag plastic situation that I thought was I don't know if it was plastic, but it was fine. It was fine. But yeah, I was satisfied with the dispensary experience. They were cool. The dispensary is very pretty looking. Like the display is cool. But I would say, I don't know. I don't really like this. If you want. I will say, like, the effect, though, I mean, you're right. The older weed is, right, the terps start to fade, and it does turn into CBN. So I guess, like, it would have, like, a sleepy effect, right?
Yeah, more sedative effect.
Yeah. So it did do that when I smoked it. Like, I was like, oh, I think this is okay. Like, I think after I felt the effects, I wasn't as mad at the taste. And again, I'm such a privileged person to be talking about the taste of weed. But yeah, like you said, that big box, stale, probably older weed. I mean, I was so pissed off at these multi-state operators when this first started happening. at dispensaries in LA. And I was like, why is this still on the shelf?
There's no love. There's no love to begin with. And then on top of it, it's like at least 10 months old. And one more thing, shout out to Blue from the weed, who's watching us right now.
Hi, Blue. Bluesy. Shout out Blue, who is very good at weed and a very good artist too.
I have some of Blue's paintings. He painted a garden gnome for me too.
Nice. Yeah, Blue is brilliant and we love him. But yeah,
back to the weed.
Don't know. And speaking of the weed, we would never. It's so funny because, like, I do hold that. That is my gold standard because that's the first and last dispensary setting that I worked at. So, year-old weed, you know, like we would
never happen.
We would never. You know?
I mean, maybe in fivers. I don't know. At that point, it would probably be given away.
But you can't give away weed.
But we can't do that anymore.
Well, that was my review of the weed I got in Woodstock. There was probably better. I just made a poor choice. I did a bad thing. And you're right. I suffered for my antisocial ways. And I said to you before the show, I was like, I don't really need to go to a bartender. But like, you're right. I should be asking what people are smoking, what the bud tenders are smoking, because usually it's what is good. And sometimes you don't really have the option. Like sometimes there's no bud tenders to help you because of the way the dispensary model is set up now everywhere in all states. But you're right. It all comes down to no love anymore. And everybody's just trying to like get by and try to not get crushed by, you know, the next Walmart of weed. And Curaleaf is certainly one of them. So, and they're not doing good. Like if they were doing good work, but they were just like, you know, big box, I would be totally more fine with it. I mean, I would raise questions and awareness, but if we got good weed from them, I feel better.
Exactly. Like what's in the jar?
And
what is in the jar?
And why are you making me hate you? Not like I could put aside ethics for good weed, but at least I would be less enraged. Like now you just are ethically questionable and your weed sucks, bro. Like why would I, even in the traditional market, if you think about the way weed and cannabis has been bought and sold for the beginning of time, if you have like shitty old weed, doesn't matter if you have the most weed. Trust us. That's not how weed works. It just isn't.
You will lose your whole customer base.
You can't do late stage capitalisms with weed. But they're trying. I mean, they are trying. And we'll talk about this now because we'll give it like 10, 15 minutes. The rescheduling hearings have started, which is interesting to us because just off the jump, I want to point out that they keep saying how this isn't about legalization and all controlled substances are harmful, but you know, whoever can benefit from weed is pointing out the medical benefits and how it's safer than alcohol. And it's, you know, it's almost this weird dance that everybody has to do. And it's not even for the good of the plant. It's not even for the good of the medicine to get out to people. By acknowledging that it's medicine, that sounds like a win. But I know in my heart of hearts that this government, and I can tell by these hearings that we're not even allowed to see yet, that it's not about medicine because you're still saying crazy things about weed and you're not even showing the benefit in a not hysterical way. You know, you're saying that there's still so many risks and there's still so many this and deaths and all this stuff. And it's almost like they're not asking anybody who has any knowledge of cannabis at all to come to these hearings.
Yeah, with the DEA hearings starting, they haven't invited any of the players in the industry into the room. Marijuana Moment has asked for an invite. Normal, the people who have been on the forefront of cannabis reform, are not allowed into the building. Live streaming, none of us are allowed to watch the hearings happen at all, which should
Weird.
be, it's totally weird. It should be a fucking public access. You should have access. It should be on the news right now on fucking CNN. The only people that are invited into the room for these DEA and FDA hearings are people like the smart. But it's Sam.
Smart approaches to marijuana, which it's a prohibition group. It's not pro weed. It's not. These are people who want to like say that weed is legal so that like obviously everybody can make money, but they don't want to do any sort of real factual research on it, and they certainly don't care about people who are in jail, and they certainly don't care about people who were more apt to be affected by the war on drugs. They certainly don't want this to be destigmatized. They just, it's so fucking stupid because you have these like Sam motherfuckers, and then you have the DEA, which is like, oh, just kidding about the last 50 years. All that stuff was totally a lie to put more people of color in jail. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they can't backtrack what they've been saying for 50 years. So they sound like dummies, and they're like, well, it's not as harmful as we thought. It's a little bit less harmful than alcohol and tobacco. And then, the Sam people are like, lies, it's so harmful, everybody dies. And then the DA is like, I know we told you that, but we were just kidding because of racism. And then, it's just this weird, stupid back and forth. And they all sound like idiots.
Yeah, all while emphasizing that it's not about adult use of cannabis. And regulation is not legalization.
So they're like outright admitting that they don't even care about that. They just want to regulate, which means put regulations, which means get their paws on it, which means monetizing to me.
Yeah.
Taxing.
And maintaining control over the plant. Just,
yeah.
I want to be happy about this.
I wish I could be. I'm not though. Like I really want to be. And you know what? Maybe when we start hearing from our homies or like our social media homies who are doing actual research and stuff, and maybe there is going to be medicine that comes of this that helps people. Like I guess they're supposed to have, like a witness is supposed to come and like show that they've had success transitioning patients off of opioids to weed or whatever, which but I guess like that's one of the things. So like if that would turn into something real, that'd be cool. But I really don't know how I feel about seeing a weed pharma commercial. Like if they're like Cauda Belegra.
Well, I've already seen a commercial with a hemp CBD brand that was run by Brett Harrelson, Woody Harrelson's brother, and it's like Harrelson CBD. And I saw this was on like regular TV, like prime time TV. You know,
Interesting.
they're ready to go. The Harrelsons are ready to go.
Right. We saw a lot of that during like the Green Wave or whatever, which I think a lot of that did more harm than good. I think when we're talking regulation now for cannabis, I think like it's like a lot of too little too lateness a little bit, because during that big wave of finally a little bit of the veil lifting and more awareness of what cannabis can do, there was a little bit of a sway where everyone was like, well, I'm not afraid anymore. And then again, everybody tried to capitalize on it. And everybody, as soon as like Prop 64 was passed, everybody came to California to make money. And it happened here and on the East Coast. It happens everywhere. And I get that, because you can make money. Well, you could. But I think tycoons come and they think we can do this just how we do everything else, like real estate or jewelry or alcohol. And they can't, because it's weed and it's different. And still people don't realize that. And this, to me, just solidifies that weed is just a different industry. There's different components that go into it that make it successful.
100%. It's a whole nother animal.
A whole nother, indeed. But I feel like, I mean, we'll see how this goes, right?
Why isn't this a public hearing? This should be the public. The public should be able to tune in.
Yeah, especially if they're like not even inviting anybody who knows anything. They're just inviting oppositions.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me why you would only invite people that are opposed.
Well, what they want to do, obviously, is to get big pharma and, all that stuff involved. And they probably can't really do that out in the open. So you got the ATF saying you can get guns if you have medicinal weed. You have it being rescheduled. This is rife for lobbyists, big pharma, big government to take control. Like you said, I wonder how it'll go. I wonder if it will be, because we've seen that's how this show is born. We've seen what a takeover can do. I would argue that dispensary culture is like a bug on its back right now. I was in the Catskills. I saw a lot of bugs die, but like, it's not dead yet. You can maybe throw some water on it, drink some water, and it'll fly away. But like, the compassionate, especially dispensary culture, where you can learn and talk and meet people who you love forever, and then like get medicine, like it's slowly dying. And this does feel like the nail in the coffin. And it shouldn't, because we're talking about weed being more accessible, literally.
That would make me so sad if that happened.
Do you think I'm being like dramatic or something?
No, you're not. You're being realistic. And I think that it's our job to keep the cannabis culture and alive through this show and our zine and just, spreading the word.
Yeah, talk
it's
to
the
us.
Only way.
We can help, and we will. And if you go to a dispensary, you feel like you weren't tended to, or you talk to an AI bud tender, some insanity, you always have the nerds. You always have your homie who knows more than a computer or Google even Reddit. Like, yes, you can find stuff on there, but going into a place and talking to somebody who literally is smoking the best that they can find is what you want. It's not a scam. It's not a way to make more money. And we don't, as far as we didn't get commissions. I don't know if that's changed, but we didn't get much kickback. Sometimes you have incentives, as any retail place does, but it was all for the love of it. And for all of us, I know it was to see people get better. What, you think Big Pharma's gonna want fucking Rick
historically
Simpson to Rick Simpson's story to be out there? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you really think the cure for cancer is going to go over well for the fucking government?
No.
I don't.
No.
I don't think that. So
there's no money in the cure long
never.
term.
Never.
Money is in the treatment and prolonging of the treatment.
And we hate to sound like those people, but we don't hate to sound like those people. We are those people. We don't want to be Debbie Downers. We do want to stay fun, but we also want you to be aware of what's happening. And we know that it sounds cushy and shiny and good that this is happening, but it is something to be aware of. We can't watch these hearings, so listen to us. Marijuana Moment is a great resource too. They do great work, and they're advocates. So keep on paying attention. Know that smart approaches to marijuana, they are the opposition. They're ops. So don't listen. If you are a advocate and you hear something coming out of their punk ass mouths, just know that it's a bunch of bullshit. Keep fighting that good fight for weed. And do you want to say more about the DEA hearings?
Well,
right.
I've said enough. Our next stories are going to make you even more mad.
Yeah, I know. And we talked about this for a while, so we'll try to keep it to a minute. No, these are unfortunately it's a little bit of an angry show today because the news is annoying. It's not the worst news. It's just annoying news. And we are going to be right back.
The nerds will be right back. It's never too late to join the sesh.
Pass that here.
We salute you, the United States of cannabis, under all 50 strains. One pre-roll, under bomb. It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show.
And we're back. Oh my God.
We're back.
It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show. That's TS.
And that's Sasha.
And we're live on Adobe Radio. We are live. Today's date is June 29th, 2026. Sometimes I like to say the date just so in case something insane happens, because you never know in this world that we live in this country that we live in, what is going to happen in the next news cycle. We are doing the United States of Cannabis today, accidentally, but we are, and we are talking about Virginia next.
You want to do Massachusetts?
Massachusetts.
Or
Okay.
Virginia.
I think we were gonna do Massachusetts as the Huff and Puff, but we probably only have time for 1 and like a half.
Okay, let's do Massachusetts.
Okay, that is a good one. It's a great one. So Massachusetts, right?
Yes, Massachusetts. We've talked about this
a bunch.
Yeah, this is crazy. We've talked about this a bunch, and I actually thought this didn't get enough signatures, but an activist group in Massachusetts somehow got enough signatures on their petition to actually get this referendum on a bill on the ballot next November. So Massachusetts could be the first state to repeal the law allowing the sale of recreational cannabis. After these so-called activists claim they've secured enough petition signatures to force the referendum, which we thought that there was all these stories coming out, and we reported on them earlier this year and the end of last year, that a lot of people that signed this referendum were doing so because they were duped. They didn't really understand what it meant. Which,
right, they were misled.
You're signing anything in the street or on the subway, you should probably read it.
You should, but it's tough when you just like want to get away from a person and like. Didn't you see the Simpsons episode when Ned Flanders gets Homer to sign the?
Oh my God! The Simpsons predicted it again.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. God.
This guy does the best Flanders.
Yeah, it's Weekend at Bernsey, right? Weekend at Bernsey.
A classic. We watched it thousands of times. And then everybody forgets to vote.
Yes.
Because they were voting. It was the day before.
The day before. And that is happening in real time, in real life. Massachusetts has had a very weird journey with weed, and it's been interesting to watch. It was exciting when they went adult use. Everybody was stoked. A bunch of people, even from California, came to Massachusetts. And of course, all of stupid multi-state operators came. And then they had like mad scandal. Like there was like scandal with the sheriff's office. There was scandals all over the place.
One after another.
All over the place. Mad corruption, which, you know, when you get government involved and regulation involved, there often is corruption in so many ways. There's other hoops you got to jump through. There's other people you got to pay off. There's things you got to get through. And Massachusetts was really just right from the jump, like, let's fuck this up as quick as we can and make it super corrupt as quick as we can. And the thing that really grinds my gears about that too, it chaps my buns, is that they say that we are the criminals. We are the crims. Like, we're the ones, you know, the pot smokers are the ones who are moving drugs and causing all this trouble, when in the reality is, it's as soon as you make it adult use, the most corrupt bullshit happens. And then there's no regulation that is good for anybody. And then there's no anything. And then you're like advertising to kids. There's like a bunch of shit that they did wrong. And now it looks like they're like, oh shit, like, what did we do? So I feel like, and in a way, like California kind of like, it didn't do anything like this, but in my mind, it's kind of the same, because there was like a flood gate opened and California was like, oh, okay, so let's just like slap a 50% tax on there. Like that'll really slow this down, you know? So it wasn't repealing anything, but it was making it very difficult to buy and sell weed. So I feel like this is the same only they fucked up so hard. They're like, we gotta backtrack this whole thing up. We gotta figure it out or not. Like, because I thought they were gonna like restructure it. Like I thought they were gonna like take it, like put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it, and then put it forth. But I don't know if that's still the thing.
I mean, cannabis reform is ongoing, evolving constantly. We didn't even think that this proposal, it's called an Act to Restore a Sensible Marijuana Policy, wants to roll back the entire movement to just medical cannabis in Massachusetts. But there's already a campaign to stop the repeal.
So stupid. Like, do you even care if that, like, all of these jobs are going to be gone? And do you even care that all of the money that you were promised was going to go to, like, fucking schools and shit? That's not going to happen if you repeal the law and only medicinal is allowed. That's not going to happen. Like, they do know that, right? So that I feel like there's just so much dumb shit involved here. And if Massachusetts is truly one of the first, or literally the first state to make it legal and then make it illegal, I will lose my mind.
I don't think Massachusetts is going to willingly repeal this.
But people
cannabis.
don't want that.
But people don't want that. But it's confusing. It's confusing, like many of the cannabis ballots are. So
sure,
what you're going to do? We're probably going to keep hammering this until November. Is you're going to vote no on repealing?
Yes.
Vote no.
Stop the repeal.
Stop it. Stop it.
You can go to stoptherepealma.com. Stoptherepealma.com and learn more. Listen to us. Just know that the amount of backwards it takes us is, Doctor Who level of time travel. We can't. I mean, imagining a world where you had so much access, jobs, education, money that goes to shit, and then taking it all back and making everything criminalized again, and it's only medicinal. There's no way to soften that blow, even if you do make recommendations and prescriptions easy to get. The amount of revenue even a faulty and corrupt cannabis infrastructure does for a state is very notable.
A minimal of 20,000 jobs and millions of dollars in tax revenue.
Yeah.
Millions.
Yeah. Fuck them. It's annoying. I'm annoyed.
So annoyed. But this isn't going to pass.
Yeah, vote no. Vote friggin' no. And again, know your rights and everything. We are going to take a quick break. Just 1, 2, 3. And then we'll come back and maybe talk about Virginia really quick. We'll see what we have time for. If that works for you.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show with TS and Sasha. Don't panic. It's organic. The Final Huff and Puff with TS and Sasha.
And we're back.
We're back.
It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show. Did you just mime smoking?
Yes, I did. Taking a mime class.
You should. They should bring back miming. I don't know why we were so hard on them. We are back live on Adobe Radio, and we have our final Huff and Puff ready to go. We're only going to spend a couple minutes on this because this was a very negative show. I mean, it wasn't negative. It was just we were honest. That's what we do. We are honest. We're honest, run-of-the-mill nerds.
Can't help it.
It's what we do. And Virginia is next on our what the fuck. So on one hand, recreational cannabis will be legal in Virginia, which is a big deal. It's a very big deal.
Yeah, with
a long time to accomplish.
Didn't even have to go to a vote. It's by act of government.
They were just like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, a million times yes. And again, not without much friction over the last however many years. But they did it. Wow. Great. So good. But then there's some caveats. There's some really high fines for public consumption, and a lot of enforcement has been laid out. So it's basically you have access, safe access, legal access to weed, but you cannot smoke under any circumstance outside. Now, the pushback on that is so very big and so very hard, where you may get a penalty up to $250 if you're caught smoking in public, is of course to marginalize people of color who make up a very high portion of those who get cited for public consumption. So of course, with one good thing, we have another annoying thing. And
yeah, right now.
Go ahead.
Right now in Virginia, if you're caught smoking in public, it's a $25 fine. Manageable.
At the moment, yeah.
You're probably embarrassed that you got caught. Maybe you'll think twice about smoking. A little slap on the wrist. Mm-hmm. Don't smoke. But increasing that penalty to $250, that's a lot of fucking money to a lot of people. And, you know, when you can't pay that fine, those fines double, and then they triple, and then next thing you know, you've got a warrant, and then you know you're driving or you get caught smoking in public again, and they're like, oh, you got a warrant for smoking cannabis in public, mm-hmm. which is whack as fuck to begin with, and then you're going to jail because you can't pay your fines, and they've gone up and up and up, all for something stupid that we're trying to decriminalize and destigmatize. I mean, Virginia. What the fuck, Virginia?
Yeah, Black Virginians account for 48% of public consumption citations, despite just being 19% of the population since possession became legal in 2021. So since decriminalization, somehow the Black population has made up almost more than half of public citations, which is bullshit, and we know this. It's giving stop and frisk, except not even any sort of guise. It's saying literally this is what we're doing. So it is bullshit. It's crap. Though there are some social equity elements to this passing. Starting next year, we hopefully will see that. Safe access is great, but this is a miss, man. This isn't a complete dubs, and I don't know why we can't just like win. I don't know why it can't just be a safe access for all. Fucking, you know, smoking areas don't feel unsafe consuming in a place where this is legal. So we will keep an eye, not just me, we will keep an eye on if Virginia does keep its social equity end of the bargain. If you're smoking in Virginia and it is legal, just be careful where you are. Please, $250 is a lot, and you don't know what else they're gonna fucking try to do to you. And I hate that. I hate that it's legal, and then we still have to say that. So fucking Virginia, Massachusetts, and the entire fucking federal government. I wish you were different. And
fuck ICE, fuck Donald Trump. Don't panic.
It's organic.